Hello, PascoMath grade 7 teachers. Today we're going to explore 7.NS.1.2 Part A. So 7.NS.1.2 says apply and extend previous understandings of multiplication and division of fractions to multiply and divide rational numbers. So Part A specifically says understand that multiplication is extended from fractions to rational numbers by requiring that operations continue to satisfy the properties of operations, particularly the distributive property, leading to products such as -1 times -1 equals 1, and the rules for multiplying sign numbers. Interpret products of rational numbers by describing real-world contexts. So when unpacking the standard 7.NS.1.2 Part A, we need that real-world context to help students make sense of multiplication. It's common to read and understand -7 as the opposite of 7 and -7 interchangeably. Sometimes the opposite of 7 helps students make sense given a context. And students should discover the rules for multiplying sign numbers, and the rules make more sense when given context. And so let's go through some context for the rules of multiplication that help students discover. So the first one says selling 2 packs of pencils for $4 per pack. And so if I wanted to model this as on the number line, and so if I started at 0 and I sold 2 packs of pencils for $4 per pack, well, the first pack cost me $4. The next pack cost me another $4. And I end up at 8. And so this is represented by 2 times 4 equals 8. Let's look at another example. Owing $4 each to 2 friends. So if I start at 0 again, and I owe my first friend $4, and I owe my next friend $4, I owe a total of $8. And so I have 2 times -4 equals -8. I have $8 less than what I currently have. A net worth is $8 less. Spending $8 on 4 packs of pencils that cost $2 each. And so again, my first pack of pencils costs $2. My next pack costs $2. My next pack costs $2. And my final pack costs $2. And so I end up at -8. And so I have -2, because that's how much each pack costs, times 4 packs, and I owe $8. And in the last example, forgiving 2 debts of $4 each. And so I think of these as 2 transactions. So the first debt is $4, so that person now has 4 more than they had. And I forgive another $4 debt. Then if I model this, I have 2 debts of $4 each, and I end up at +8. So I forgave $8 of debt. So let's talk through what the teacher does. And so again, you need to give several examples of multiplication with rational numbers to students in contexts where their signs of the answers make sense. And so after numerous examples, ask students to start to make sense of the combinations of signs. Have them develop the rules. Use the opposite of as well as negative wording to make sense of equations, such as -3 times -4 equals 12. Have students generalize rules for multiplying sign numbers from tables of related facts. So again, with multiple examples, have them develop the rules. Provide students with opportunities to determine which properties of multiplication hold true for rational numbers. And then provide opportunities for students to write the rules of multiplication of sign numbers. So again, we want them, after they conceptually understand what's going on, process that in some sort of written form. So the students will be discovering the rules for multiplying rational numbers by reasoning from real-world examples from context. They use different interpretations of the negative sign to make sense of the context and conclude that the properties of operations for multiplication hold true for rational numbers. When thinking of some misconceptions, some students might struggle in generalizing rules for multiplication. Again, I would encourage you to go back to context for students to make sense. Provide students a number of equations and have them look for patterns in those equations that they solve. So again, if they, this is where we might get into standard for mathematical practice 8, and after repeated reasoning, and looking at patterns, students will discover these rules and make sense of it for themselves. So that's it for 7NS.1.2 Part A. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me or your regional specialist. Thank you for making PascoMath more awesome.